Hello and welcome to In Depth. I'm Tina Jha. When Pakistan was formed in 1947, rulers of the princely state Kalat or present-day Balochistan refused to join the new country. In 1948, Pakistan sent troops to the province, and on 27th of March the same year, the Pakistani army annexed the autonomous state. Since then, the Baloch observe 27th March every year as a black day in their history. The Baloch waged at least 5 major battles to regain their sovereignty, but Pakistan has managed to quell them all. Thousands of Baloch have been killed over the years in their liberation struggle. Pakistani security forces are alleged to have illegally detained at least 19,000 men, women as well as children in Balochistan. There are several accounts of atrocities of women being raped and people being abducted and killed. Despite being the largest and the most resource-rich province, Balochistan is the most backward region in Pakistan. In this edition of In Depth, we talk about the Baloch conflict and the hardships the people of Balochistan have suffered at the hands of the Pakistani establishment. We also look at the efforts India has made in highlighting human rights violation in Balochistan province. Every year on 27th of March, people of Pakistan's Balochistan province observe Black Day. The day marks Pakistan's annexation of the Kalat state in 1948. On this day, Baloch leaders, sub-nationalists and organizations leading the Free Balochistan movement organized protests, bandhs and demonstrations, not just in the province, but in several parts of the world. The Free Balochistan Movement organization claims that Pakistan forcibly and illegally occupies Balochistan. In a statement to the media issued earlier this year, the organization sought unconditional support of the world to the Baloch freedom struggle and recognition of Balochistan's pre-1948 position as a sovereign state. The statement also claimed that Pakistan destroyed regional peace, including in neighboring Afghanistan and India, and continues to instigate attacks in the Balochistan province. The organization also said that the atrocities that Baloch nation is facing today are a continuation and the result of the illegal occupation of the Baloch homeland.
Well, the Balochis want a separate country comprising the Balochi parts of not only Pakistan, but also the Balochi parts of Iran, because as you know, there are Baloch areas in Iran also. They feel that, yes, separate Balochistan would be in their interest, and they have not given up their fight, although it has been brutally suppressed, as I said, by the Pakistan authorities.
There is no doubt that a sovereign Balochistan will not only meet Baloch aspirations, but could also meet a lot of other complicated problems. It will also provide an access to Afghanistan independent of both Pakistan and Iran, and that could be probably the pathway which could be used for going to Afghanistan and then to Central Asia.
Balochistan has a history dating back to the Stone Age, but the world is concerned about what is going on in the province today. It is the story of a region that has been divided and ruled by other countries at the cost of its own natives. We take a look at the ongoing conflict between the inhabitants of the Balochistan province and the government of Pakistan.
Balochistan province is divided between 3 countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Iran. The largest part of Balochistan belongs to Pakistan. The Baloch are the main ethnic group in the province, followed by Pashtuns. The majority of the inhabitants are Sunni Muslims, with a small number of Shias and Hindus also residing in the province. Despite being immensely rich in natural resources, including oil, gas, copper and gold, the region is one of the poorest in Pakistan. Geographically, Balochistan province is the largest region in Pakistan, comprising 44% of the country's total area, but it is the least inhabited, with only 5% of the total population living there.
See, Balochistan comprises almost half of Pakistan, 43% of Pakistan's landmass. And Baloch never wanted to be part of Pakistan, and right from 48 they have been opposing it. They feel that their unique culture, their unique linguistic identity is being marginalized. Balochistan is also extremely rich in resources. So their resources are being exploited, whereas it is the most impoverished regions of Pakistan. So the people feel that their resources are being robbed without being provided any commensurate benefits to them.
In ancient times, the region was part of the various Persian and Indian empires and local kingdoms. People in Balochistan followed different religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism and Zoroastrianism. By the time of the rise of Islam in the 600s, Balochistan was loosely controlled by the Sassanid Persian Empire and later on by the Rai dynasty of Sindh and the Arabs. In the 1500s, Balochistan became divided into zones of control between the Safavid Persian Empire to its west and the Mughal Empire to its east. Balochistan reverted to a collection of principalities, most of which remained independent, including Kalat. The British attacked Kalat in 1839 as part of their related invasion of Afghanistan, and in 1854, Kalat became an associated state of the British. In 1877, the British established the Balochistan Agency to deal with the Baloch princely estates in its Indian Empire. In the meanwhile, Persia reconquered western Balochistan, which has remained part of Iran. But Britain and Persia demarcated the boundary between their territories in 1871-1872. In recent history, Baloch nationalists have been fighting the alleged atrocities of Pakistan since the country annexed it in 1948. At that time, Balochistan had the princely states of Makran, Lasbela and Kharan and Kalat. While the former three acceded to Pakistan in 1947 after independence, the ruler of the fourth princely estate, the Khan of Kalat, Ahmad Yar Khan, declared Kalat's independence, as this was one of the options given to all of the 565 princely states by the British. The province was finally annexed by Pakistan in 1948.
Well, Balochistan has been witnessing an insurgency right from the time that Pakistan itself was created, because there were 4 princely states in Balochistan, and one of these, the largest, was Kalat, and the Khan of Kalat declared independence. However, he was persuaded to join Pakistan, but nonetheless his brothers decided not to join any sort of movement relating to Pakistan, and there was an insurgency movement started by them. So now in 1948 there was an outbreak of violence, in 1958, in 1962, in 1972, but then for the last 2 decades this insurgency has really picked up momentum in a very big way, and therefore the Baloch issue really is one where a lot of Balochi leaders and Balochi tribesmen are seeking independence for their province.
The Pakistan government has waged military campaigns against Baloch insurgencies in 1948, 1958-59, 1962-63 and between 1973 and 1977. The most recent conflict began in the early 2000s. The first conflict arose in 1948 when Kalat chose independence. This was followed by further conflict in 1958-59 and between 1963 and 1969. These conflicts were about the one-unit policy and military bases in Balochistan. In 1973, Pakistani President Zulfikar Ali Bhutto dismissed the provincial government of Balochistan, leading to an armed insurgency and revolt. From 2005 till now, there have been several issues driving the protracted conflict in the province, such as the attack on its top pro-independence leaders and the killing of the 79-year-old Baloch political leader Nawab Akbar Khan Bugti in 2006, detention of 2 leaders of the Baloch movement in 2009, and the announcement of the Council for Independent Balochistan in 2009.
The military and the political classes want to exploit Balochistan, and because the Balochis are resisting and there is an insurgency, therefore Pakistan is clamping down very hard and trying to suppress the Baloch movement. Nawab Akbar Bugti was killed in skirmish with the Pakistan Armed Forces, and a number of other Baloch leaders like Aslam Baloch have been assassinated.
The conflict in the Balochistan province is an ongoing conflict between its inhabitants and the government of Pakistan. It revolves around the unstable politics and ethnicity, resource and development issues, human rights, Islamic extremism and terrorist groups, foreign support and education. According to various reports, over 1 lakh Baloch people have been killed since 1948, with bodies found with physical evidence of torture. According to a 2014 report by the Balochistan government's Home Ministry, over 800 bodies were found in the province over a period of 3.5 years, out of which at least 466 bodies belonged to political workers. It is reported that from 2003 to 2008, more than 8,000 people were kidnapped by Pakistani security personnel in the province. The Pakistani government also allegedly tries to suppress any information about its actions from coming out of the province. The Freedom in the World Report 2016 claims that the Pakistani government blocked more than 4 lakh Baloch-related websites that year.
Pakistanis are concerned because they know that the Baloch are unhappy with Pakistan. They want their resources, they want to control their resources, they want to break away from Pakistan, and for all these reasons, Pakistan wants to hold on to this region by force. There are different demands. Some people want independence, some people want autonomy, but they definitely want a control over their own resources and their own destiny, and they would want that they should be in a position to control their destiny. That's what they're trying to do.
The conflict in Balochistan is extremely complex as its root causes are both historical and political. Besides these, social factors like ethnicity and religion also play a vital role in the continuance of the conflict. Lack of representation at the decision-making level and low quotas for political representation are the prominent factors that have added misery to the ongoing problems. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
India has made several efforts to highlight the human rights violations by Pakistan in the Balochistan province, including raising the issue at the United Nations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a radical shift in India's policy on the issue by mentioning the Balochistan struggle in his Independence Day address in 2016. For a long time, India maintained it will not interfere in the internal matters of other countries. That's why it never brought up the Balochistan issue on any international platform, despite Pakistan's provocation of repeatedly raking up the Kashmir issue. But in 2016, Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a radical departure. Making a reference to the Baloch freedom struggle in his Independence Day speech, he said people in the conflicted Pakistani state of Balochistan, as also in Gilgit and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, had reached out to him.
पिछले कुछ दिनों से बलूचिस्तान के लोगों ने, गिलगित के लोगों ने, पाक ऑक्युपाइड कश्मीर के लोगों ने, वहां के नागरिकों ने जिस प्रकार से मुझे बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दिया है, जिस प्रकार से मेरा आभार व्यक्त किया है, मेरे प्रति उन्होंने जो सद्भावना जताई है, दूर दूर बैठे हुए लोग, जिस धरती को मैंने देखा नहीं है, जिन लोगों को विषय में मेरी कभी मुलाकात नहीं हुई है, लेकिन ऐसे दूर सुदूर बैठे हुए लोग हिंदुस्तान के एक प्रधानमंत्री को अभिनंदन करते हैं, उसका आदर करते हैं, तो वो मेरे 125 करोड़ देशवासियों का आनंद है, वो मेरे 125 करोड़ देशवासियों का सम्मान है। और इसलिए ये सम्मान का भाव, धन्यवाद का भाव करने वाले बलूचिस्तान के लोगों का, गिलगित के लोगों का, पाक के कब्जे वाले कश्मीर के लोगों का मैं आज तहे दिल से आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं।
The reference of Balochistan from the ramparts of Red Fort marked a significant shift in policy on Pakistan with regard to Balochistan. Experts saw it as an unprecedented move by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as India had rarely referred to the freedom movement in Balochistan. In September 2016, for the first time, India raised the Balochistan issue at the United Nations. In the 33rd session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, India accused Pakistan of committing widespread human rights violations in Balochistan and also in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Various Baloch nationalist organizations in Balochistan, as well as those based in US and Europe, welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's support. They also expressed hope that they would get support from India to free their people from the atrocities committed by Pakistan.
It's an internal matter of Pakistan, but India can actually raise the issues of human rights because Pakistan continuously keeps raising issues about happenings inside India. So we could also raise this issue. Also, what happens is the Baloch have a very high expectations from India. They probably expect that we should be supporting them. We should be in a position to support them ideologically, emotionally, and provide them all the diplomatic support that the Baloch need, raise their issues at international fora so that the international community is apprised of what's happening in Balochistan and is in a position to provide them support.
The Baloch people have also pinned their hopes on the international community to free them from the tyrant rule of the Pakistani establishment. Several activists demand that the United Nations send a permanent observation mission to Balochistan to monitor the human rights situation. Such a mission, they say, would create greater transparency and also promote accountability. The Pakistani atrocities in the Balochistan province have also attracted international condemnation.
The Western media has written extensively about the violations of human rights in Balochistan. In fact, a number of articles have appeared, particularly in the British and American press, about the disappearances of young Baluchis on the suspicion that they are insurgents. There are a number of cases when people are picked up from their homes and taken away, and they are never seen again, as I said earlier. So the international media has been fairly sympathetic to the Baluchi cause, simply because it is felt that the Pakistan government is exploitative in its approach to them.
In a July 2011 report, Asia Director at Human Rights Watch, Brad Adams, said, "The surge in unlawful killings of suspected militants and opposition figures in Balochistan has taken the brutality in the province to an unprecedented level." The Amnesty International, in its 2015-16 annual report on Pakistan, said, "Enforced disappearances continued with impunity in Balochistan as well as other parts of the country." European Union's Mark Tarabella wrote in 2016 that the European Union cannot ignore the dire human rights situation in Balochistan, saying the main victims of this violence are the people of Balochistan, who are being systematically targeted by paramilitary groups allegedly sponsored by the Pakistani authorities. Extrajudicial killings and enforced disappearances are the most common practices. World leaders have also condemned Pakistan for the massive rights violation in Baloch province, but no country has officially backed independence for Balochistan. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. So that's it from us today in In-Depth. We'll be back same time tomorrow with an in-depth analysis of some other subject. You can also watch our episodes online on YouTube and Twitter and send your feedback and suggestions. Thank you very much for your time.